Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Gollum's Gamers, where today I'm joined by Adam on a Sunday afternoon. It's Sunday evening, really, for his intro to the emergency podcast universe.
Emergency.
Yeah, it's new territory, but we didn't think on a Sunday that we would be having a new article. There's been a dry spell recently of new articles after we received so many in such a short period of time. But apparently today is Hobbit Day. I didn't know what that was. I Googled it, and apparently it's Bilbo's birthday, I think, something like that. If I'm wrong, I'm sure people will correct me. But they thought that they would give us a big reveal as it is Hobbit Day. So here we are. I've only skimmed through the article. Adam's seen none of it. So he's, going in fresh here, right?
Going in dry.
Going in dry. Love that. I think that's been an intro clip at some point previously.
I guarantee something I say by accident will become the intro clip.
Yes. Yeah, because I need to find one somewhere. So anyway,
especially because there's only two of us. So
of course, we can't be joined by anyone else tonight, unfortunately. Yes, for the Spotify listeners, it's just me and Adam, but everyone else is busy. It's a Sunday. We weren't expecting this, so here we are. Let's get on with it. So, Hobbit Day reveal: The Lord of the Rings, The War of the Rohirrim, Battle of Edoras starter set. That is what the reveal is around. So it's Hobbit Day, the annual celebration, and they couldn't let such a prestigious day pass without an appropriately bumper gift. Okay, so they sent their very best burglar into the lair of the game's developers to retrieve a copy of the brand new The Lord of the Rings, The War of the Rohirrim, Battle of Edoras starter set. So there's a video. We will not watch this whole video, but there is a cool video with lots of kind of cinematic-y looking stuff, which is pretty cool. But let's get onto the box. So the new edition, they've told us everything that's inside. Based on characters and events from the upcoming The Lord of the Rings, The War of the Rohirrim movie, this box set pictures the forces of Rohan against the Hill Tribesmen. There are 56 all new, keyword there, all new plastic miniatures in the box, including mounted and on-foot versions of 4 heroes from the film, as well as some classic Rohan houses and a 3x3 playmat. So everything in here, brand new plastic, and 4 heroes from the upcoming film. So are you going to be watching the new film, Adam? Are you into anime at all? Is that your...
I'm not, no, but I will be watching it because I'm a loyal LOTR fanboy. And as a result, I'm still watching, unlike the majority of the world, the second season of Rings of Power.
Oh, well, yes. Well, I think the rest of the world is still watching it because it hasn't actually finished yet. There's still one more episode to come out.
Yeah, but no, the numbers are way down on this season compared to last season. So fingers crossed they're going to finish the whole series because economically it probably doesn't make sense.
They paid a lot of money for it. So But Games
I'm still there.
There's all the investment going on. So it's purely based off of the film. So anything else here of note? I mean, so you get the rules manual, a scenarios and profiles booklet, you get the normal dice and all that sort of thing. You get the 2 Rohan houses, which they've painted in just a slightly different color scheme, which I find quite funny to just try and fit this era. But obviously they included the Osgiliath terrain in that starter set. So I think that's sort of to be expected maybe. And then it lists the new miniatures here, but we will come on to those in just a moment. But this is kind of the promotional image, what you're going to get in the new set. So we will move on to the first reveal, the Rohirrim. The men of Rohan are hardy folk raised in a harsh land of moors, hills, and endless grassland. At this point in the history of Middle-earth, they are ruled by the legendary Helm Hammerhand. There are 28 Rohirrim miniatures in the starter set, led by Helm's sons, the princes Halith and Hammer. So we've got the first reveal here of Halith, Prince of Rohan. So Halith is the eldest son of Helm Hammerhand and heir to the throne of Rohan. Like his father, he is a strong and skilled fighter who is willing to put his life on the line to defend his homeland. So, and it says there are 2 versions, one on foot and obviously on horse. So no information on stat lines or anything. But what's your initial reaction to this mounted Halith model, Adam?
That horse model, isn't this completely new for GW to do a horse that looks like that?
What do you mean? In what way?
It's on its hind legs looking left. Have we seen... It reminds me of... You remember the Metal Shadowfax? Metal... I think it was the Two Towers version of Gandalf.
Hold that thought, because I might have that particular model.
You got it, yeah. I'm just thinking, normally GW sort of semi-repeat things and then change it a little bit and then update things.
This one? No,
This to me looks completely new.
it's not this one.
No, I'm sorry. I'm thinking more of, that movie scene where literally Gandalf's like riding up.
Oh, down there. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, just before he rides down and he's like,
Oh, I see. Yeah, yeah.
Theoden King stands alone.
Yes.
That
yes.
line.
Yeah.
That's the sort of position Shadowfax or this horse here has got themselves in. I think it's beautiful. I really like the bits of like fur and stuff around the saddle. It's gorgeous.
Yeah. No, it's nice. I like the one-handed sort of axe he's got going on. Because obviously the Rohan. Oh no, sorry, there were some of the old Rohan troops that were modeled with axes as well, but they didn't really look like these.
Do you mean the foot guy or
yes.
the mounted?
Yeah. Well, it's the same one, isn't it? They're holding the same.
Yeah, but what I like is on the mounted version, he's obviously using his stirrups really well because he's kind of
rearing
the horse back and sort of leading his troops forward. So
yeah. No, it's pretty cool. I like the model. So is this might sound really stupid, but this isn't the same Haleth at all. Is this like a descendant of Haleth from?
I think these guys are like this is like the great grandfather of Hammer and Haleth, isn't it?
But it is still
they
like
just repeat their names.
It's in the line, right? Like it's from that.
I wouldn't say it's related to.
I don't know
because they said this is the son of Helm, right?
Yeah, Helm. So
yeah, I don't think little boy Haleth, who's related to Hammer, has anything to do with these guys.
It's not in any way. Okay.
No, I just think they like the names. Like, they keep calling themselves, that old kings used to call each other like Henry and George, and that's about it.
Yeah. It's a little bit confusing there because are we going to have the young Haleth and Hammer from the series, from the, it's in the game now, and then these two as well? Or are those ones retired?
This is Prince of Rohan, the other's just like, boy
Haleth.
Boy Haleth.
The keyword child.
Yeah.
Like that maybe.
Yeah.
But yeah, this is a nice model to kick it off. This is one of the two princes or sons of Helm Hammerhand. Okay, so
it's a nice model.
We'll move on to the next one, which is Hammer, Prince of Rohan. Hammer is the youngest son of Helm, a capable fighter. Yeah, so he has a bow as well and rides to war alongside his father. So I think I prefer this mounted model, but something is striking me a little bit odd about this face. Is it the hair? He looks like an emo with blonde hair.
I know what you mean. I think it's like he's just very pale, isn't he?
It's almost like he's trying to hide his face, like a emo from 2006 would. I don't know.
Yeah.
That's the kind of vibe.
I think they went light on the Reichland flesh shade on this one.
A little bit, yeah. But yeah, the mounted model, I really like the paint job they've done on that saddle there, that like red bit.
Oh yeah, that's gorgeous. Yeah,
that's really nice, isn't it? Yeah. But just the pose as well. Like, I guess we've seen the whole top half of the horse there, the head and everything looks very similar to like the Elrond one and sort of these newer sculpts we've seen of horses in sort of the last year or so. But the pose is cool. I do like it. It is actually looking at the actual dude on the horse as well. Then the actual pose is very similar to Elrond as well. I think he's holding the sword out, the new Elrond model.
Yeah, or like do you remember the old Legolas, the Mercury?
Yes, the
Prince one.
Yes, the Halls of Grandeur one.
Yeah, where he's got his sword down as well. Yeah.
Yes, that is like that as well. So
it's a good pose. I like it.
It is cool.
It travels. It packs well.
Yeah, the helm is a bit different. It doesn't strike you as Rohan really. I mean, it's
like solid metal, doesn't it?
Yeah, it's just the paint job on it, but like when you look at it, I mean, I guess they're trying to make him stand out and look different. Even just the armor, like looking at this guy on foot,
it almost looks like they've painted it non-metallic metal.
I do wonder whether maybe like are we maybe going to get a new troop or something that might be like a ranger type of, like an outrider kind of thing, and maybe he's like, because this armor is sort of very different, isn't it? It's the normal, and I mean, could be like the
for an archer, it's very heavy armor.
Yeah,
very heavy. So he's really heavily armored, but the horse is completely light. So yeah, it's quite interesting. Yeah, if they go down the route of maybe heroes for outriders, that'd be pretty awesome, wouldn't it?
Yeah, and he's like, the captain of them, right? So like he'll be one high defense and all that sort of thing. But yeah, I prefer this one, I think, to the previous one. But yeah,
You know what? The previous one, just go back up again. I think it's a really nice model. I just don't like, on the horse, the barding. It's a really similar color.
Yeah,
Yeah, that leather is a very similar color to the horse itself, which I
yeah,
think is a poor
maybe that's what's
choice.
making it a bit. Yeah,
But
yeah.
both are great models. Really, really
Both
good.
do look really nice, and
Yeah.
they are plastic. So everything that's in the new starter set, all plastic. So that will lead us on to the next huge reveal here, Adam. We've been talking about this on the podcast, various different episodes of the podcast. The YouTube viewers will be seeing Adam's initial facial reactions right
Just
now. We've been talking about this for months, years, even at this point, about are they ever going to come out with new plastic models, troops? Obviously, they come out with new plastic heroes, but new plastic troops. The last time they did this was like a decade ago. I wasn't playing the game when the Hobbit stuff came out, but it was obviously at the end of the Hobbit era, which I think was around like 2014, which is when the last film came out, sort of. And that's when the last Plastic Troops came out. So it's been like a decade. And here we are with a brand new box set of Plastic Warriors of Rohan. What do you think, Adam? Initial take on this one?
I mean, what I love about them is I don't feel like they 100% needed to do this because their old ones are okay.
Yeah.
But these, the proportions are right. They're dynamic. They've got, I mean, those bowmen, if you look at any of the old bowmen, like Orc bowmen, Rohan bowmen, Minas Tirith ones especially, they're just really dry. These guys literally look like they're shooting.
Yeah.
The others just said, like it's like the director said, right, just hold these things and try and look natural. And they just look so anything but natural.
Yeah.
These literally like they're about to shoot a Dunlending. And I think they're great. Especially I love the running one. The one at the
this
bottom
guy.
there. Oh yeah, him as well. Yeah, it's the same model.
Yeah,
it's gorgeous. And the throwing spear, literally leaning back, about to move forward.
Yeah, this one I think is my favorite one there, where he's sort of literally mid yeeting it.
Yeah.
This one here is pretty cool as well. The whole sword up thing. That's quite a cool pose. But just, I mean, God, like, what does this mean? Are we going to see potential other plastic troop kits being revamped? I mean,
I don't know. I think you got to enjoy what we got because,
of course, I just wonder what it maybe means, right? Like, this is the first time they've gone back and redone any kind of, and obviously if it was going to be one, right, like I guess Rohan is incredibly high up that list, if not number one, so it does make sense, and obviously it ties in with the film.
They've only done it because of the film,
of course, so I wonder whether it might not mean it's going to happen to anything else, but say something like, if we were to be blessed with it sometime in the future, say like a Last Alliance box, could they give it the same kind of treatment where they go back and
they would
maybe
100%. So, if they've done it for these guys, these guys didn't necessarily need new models, whereas Last Alliance definitely do.
Yeah, because they're like the oldest sort of, because they're from the Fellowship.
Well, the scale's wrong.
The first,
they're not right. And the elves, I know everyone goes about Numenor looking bad, but the elves are actually, well, there's only one pose, isn't there?
Yeah. well. The sword is a slightly different angle on a couple of them.
Yeah.
But but I mean, this does maybe set some. It's good news potentially if you're hoping for them to redo some other, plastic troop kits. It could happen in the future. But these guys, I mean, look amazing. The paint job is obviously great. And I'm sure like on the sprue they're going to be because the new models that they do now, the new plastic ones, are so intricate on the sprues. I'm sure building them will be a pain for some people, but I love building, so I think it'll be a lot of fun.
They look like the sort of models you're going to have to paint the model and the shield separately, because the shield's actually covering quite a lot of the body.
Yeah, I tend to do that quite a lot now anyway.
Yeah,
but like I guess if the shield is like blocking, then you won't see those parts anyway, but I know it's not painted, so it.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. You know.
Yeah, I know.
Your opponent won't care.
But no, but it pisses me off. So, but yeah, these are great. I mean, I personally thought it would never happen. If I'm honest, I didn't think they would do new plastic troops. I thought they just keep reusing the old ones and just bring out new heroes. But like, this is a really great sign. So big thumbs up to the GW team. These are really
brilliant job, well done. And yeah, I mean, it wasn't necessary, but that makes it even better, I think.
Yeah, for sure. Okay, well, we will move on then so you get the 24 all new, armed with a range of spears, swords, and shields. There'll be the backbone. Yeah. So okay, we'll move on to the Hill Tribesmen. So they're not being called the Dunlendings or Dunland. They are the Hill Tribesmen. So is that going to be the name of like
they are the line below that?
You what? Sorry. Yes, a leader of the Dunlendings. As in, that seems like the title of the faction, but maybe they're just going to be called Dunlendings. Who knows? But yes, we've seen this guy already. So for anyone who didn't see our previous emoji podcast, I would recommend you go check that one out for Wolf. We won't go into too much detail on him because we went over all that. But lovely model. Everyone's seen him. Looks really cool. Go check out our previous emoji pod on this one. But we will move on to the next guy, General Targ. General Targ, I think. Okay, so this guy here has been a trusted advisor of Wolf and his father, Frecker, I think, and is skilled in the ways of strategy and warfare. He's a ruthless commander and a fearsome fighter who shares his liege's disdain for the Rohirrim under Helm's rule. They are both mounted and foot versions, clad in a fur cloak and wielding a brutal-looking hand weapon. So I'll let you go first on this one, Adam. What do you think?
So they've gone for a similar aesthetic with the two, what did you call them? Hillman models, which we'll call Dunlendings from now on. Both of the horses here have really strong frames. If you compare these horses to the Rohan ones, these ones have got, it might just be the camera angle, but they've got a lot more like glutes. They're strong horses.
They're thicker horses. Okay, Adam.
Thick boys.
I see.
Very strong. I like them. I like the horses. The only thing I mean, obviously, this is a great model. The only thing I don't like is the foot version, especially. It kind of is giving me Space Marine vibes.
You know what it is? It's the face.
Yeah, it's the face.
It's very boxy, and he looks like he's got so much, dirt on his face or whatever. Like the Space Marines always look kind of sort of like that. So it might just be the paint job. You could maybe do him in a way that doesn't make him look like that as much. The first thing that stood out to me on the horse was how it looks like it's wearing UGG boots. That was my. Why is he so heavy at the bottom? Like my attention was kind of drawn there almost immediately. Because obviously they're much lighter color as well than the rest of the horse. But again, that's just the paint job. But
is Dunland a colder region than Rohan?
I don't think so. I don't think through any of the other models we've.
Well, they wear a lot of fur, don't they? And they've got a lot of. They seem colder,
Yeah, but I'm not sure. I mean, obviously this is just their paint job, but yeah, the whole sort of like white hair kind of vibe that matches the cloak. I'm not really the biggest fan of. But yeah, like the actual pose of the model and stuff, I think is fine. I think this is quite a unique sort of how it's turning back.
Yeah, it's nice.
As he's pointing up, I think is
kind of. I love that sword as well.
That's pretty cool. Yeah.
That sword is butchery. Nice. That's got to be like a +1 to wound, or I don't know, like Elven Blade. It was give him some.
So I mean, he's long been a trusted advisor, so maybe he's like second in command kind of guy. He is called General Targ. So maybe I'd have liked to have seen sort of the foot model be as sort of imposing as the mounted one, because here he's clearly like going into battle, and here he's kind of just stood there. So
but he's commanding, isn't he?
I guess he is commanding.
This guy's got to have Master of Battle or something, right?
Maybe. Yeah, to like influence the game, maybe. Yeah.
Or buffing troops or something.
Yeah. Something like that. Yeah, rallying. So General Targ. I mean, God, I was not expecting to see 3 new mounted plastic hero reveals on a Sunday. But there we go. General Targ. Okay, now we will move on to another big reveal. Here we go. The Tribesmen of Dunland, the hill tribesmen. So, in the hills that surround the lands of Rohan dwell gruff tribes, okay? The descendants of the Dunlendings, who were driven from their ancestral lands by the Rohirrim, with Wolf to lead them. These fractured communities have become a fearsome army capable of threatening Edoras itself. So, they carry a variety of spears, swords, axes, and bows, flaming torches. So, maybe there'll be some kind of special rule with those. There are different weapon options for many of the models, so your force can be as varied as it is deadly. So, these look pretty cool. What's your initial takeaway here?
I think these are some of the best plastics that we've ever seen in Middle Earth. I mean, these are incredible. Look at the dynamism of these boys. They're all running, except like I'd say over half of them are running.
The actual poses, and I mean the detail kind of on all the cloth and everything, like is something that we only see lately in all the Forge World stuff, really.
Yeah, it's yeah, that's it. They literally look like Forge World models.
Yeah.
But made in plastic. That's like, look at their faces. Can you see some of those eyebrows?
Yeah, yeah. Like this guy here is like so defined.
So good.
Yeah. So
and the guy at the bottom with that two-handed axe.
What, this one?
No, left.
This one here. Yeah.
His face is so good.
Yeah.
Well,
I like these ones as well with the spears. This one here and this one are sort of running, sort of like holding the spears. I think they're quite cool. And we've obviously got the guys holding the torches as well. 4 of those. But I wonder, do you only get 4? Do you maybe get more if you want to have more with them? Maybe there's some kind of rules there with the fire or something. So you need them to have those. But these look really cool, kind of running with the fire.
Incredible models
as well. So, and then obviously, how many have you got with bows? Oh, but obviously, there's more options in the on the sprue as well. So I imagine you can get pretty creative with what you want to do. But another plastic kit. I mean, the question is going to be raised as probably to why Dunland got this treatment. Obviously, they got the treatment because they're in the film. So obviously, people would have, I'm sure, liked to have seen probably a number of other factions over these guys, maybe. Just with how popular certain other factions are compared to, say, Dunland, but those factions aren't in the film, unfortunately. So these guys have the nice new shiny 2024 treatment, which I'm okay with. I think,
some people might come into this game as a result of these new films. Because I mean, we come on from the Lord of the Rings and the Hobbit films, right? And most people in the MESBG circle are between sort of 20 something and 40, right? Because we've seen that. We grew up with that. Whereas the new, like younger people, maybe in their teens or whatever, they're going to watch this film and they're going to think, oh, that's really cool.
Yeah.
And they're going to see this and they go, that's what sold me.
Yeah. They might like the bad guys.
What they want. Right?
Yeah. They might like the bad guys, just like how people liked the evil factions in Lord of the Rings. And then they go there and they've got these really cool plastic troops. So yeah, obviously, the drip sort of, the drip down effect of it all is obviously really, really positive for the game as a whole. So pretty exciting times, Adam. Yeah. Okay.
Stunning models.
So really, really nice. So what else was there from here? So what else is in the box? So if you wish to build your army around the events of the Lord of the Rings, the Hill Tribesmen have been sympathetically designed to serve as wild men of Dunland as part of the army of the White Hand. So it's almost like they're maybe saying Army of the White Hand is the name of like one of these factions or sort of
no, I think what they're doing there is they're just saying that they're going to discontinue their metal wild men of Dun because these guys are them.
Gotcha. Okay. So they're saying that, but then I think as well, this bit might sort of be, I mean, that could just be a descriptive sort of thing.
It's just Isengard.
Maybe. Yeah. But I'm not sure because we're not going to have, say, like factions anymore called, Isengard, Minas Tirith. It's going to be based around kind of, it could be the Army of the White Hand is one of these sort of lists, maybe, and that these guys will be in that. But
sure. Yeah, no, you're right. It could be just like, in Two Towers when we just saw them raiding the Rohan villages and burning of the Westfold.
That could be like one of those lists also, that these guys are in, maybe. Yeah. So okay, so what else is in the box? As if all those miniatures weren't enough, there's also a feast of other goodies in the box. So yes, you will get essentially what it's saying here, these 2 Rohan houses, the fences and everything that comes on those sprues, as well as a 3x3 playing mat as well. Now, I've already seen some people talking about like, oh, the board size is going to be
3x3
shrunk. Yeah, 3x3. But I wouldn't be alarmed personally. I'm not alarmed, as all of the other game systems the Games Workshop have, so Age Sigmar, 40k, and all that sort of thing, they all have a playing mat included in there, in the box. Sometimes it's just the box itself in the smaller versions of their starter sets. But yeah, in the larger ones, it has a mat in there, and it's usually pretty small. And obviously, 40k, for example, isn't played on something that small. So I think SBG is just getting that same treatment where they want to include something on a little bit of a smaller scale for new players to at least play on, because playing on the kitchen table or something maybe isn't the most immersive thing. So you get the terrain and you get the mat as well. So I don't think personally that that's an indication of the board sizes shrinking. It might be, but I personally don't think it is.
What do they make the mats out of?
It's just like a paper. It's just the ones in the other 40k and things. Yeah, it's just literally like a paper mat. I think they have. Yeah, I'm pretty sure there are some which is like a board, like a thin sort of cardboard board type thing that folds in and out. But there would be lines on it from where it folds, and it doesn't look like it. So
but it must be folded, right, to fit in a box.
Yeah, so it's how that would be. Yeah, it could be a board.
The thing is, they're not going to show a folded one in the picture, are they?
No.
But ultimately, it might be that.
It's got to fit in the box somehow. So it's either like a thin sort of board, like it's really thin, or it's an actual sort of paperish mat. So yeah, okay. With miniatures and terrain in hand, the board is set and the pieces are moving. You also need rules. The box includes a 176-page rules manual, which is obviously the new edition of the game with the fully updated rules for the new edition. There's a scenarios and profiles booklet with the updated stats for everything in the box, so you can start playing, and a quick reference guide as well. So that's things we've seen in all the previous starter editions as well. But there's a reveal of the cover for the new book by the looks of things, 100% there. It's pretty cool. I like it. They've sort of changed the font, or like the color on the font somewhat. It is slightly different to the current edition where it's like a little bit more bronze, but that's what the cover's going to look like on the new edition. So they'll have more about the Lord of the Rings, the War of the Rohirrim, the Battle of Edoras starter set, and the new edition as we get closer to its release. So stay tuned to Warcom for more information. So Adam, what do you think on everything today? Final thoughts?
Brilliant. Like, it's surpassed my expectations, which is fantastic.
You didn't have expectations.
Well, I think there were people rumoring, okay, if they're making a plastic wolf, they're probably going to make plastic Dunland, right?
Yes, there was a thought there.
The quality of the models they've actually put out is beyond what I expected.
Yeah,
because those literally look like Forge World models.
Yeah.
On the Rohan side as well, they're fantastic.
They are super nice.
So yeah, really, really good. Really happy with what they've done. I just hope Heroes get some pretty cool rules.
Nice rules. Yeah. So, I mean, I don't think we'd get like another article going more in depth on those heroes. Like, I don't think they'll announce them and then do another article saying, oh, here's information about them. Because in the other articles, they revealed some information at the same time as they revealed the actual model. So they could do, but we might not see anything else about the stat lines or anything until the edition's release, maybe.
I don't think they need to.
No, neither. But yeah, we might not see anything else about them until. Yeah. Obviously, we don't know how far away that is. It might not be that far. We are almost in October, so there's not many months to the year, and people think it's going to be a Christmas. I mean, it might even release with the release of the film. Yeah, and as it is Hobbit Day, I did see like Warner Brothers and stuff were releasing kind of posters and all that sort of thing for the film today. So it seems like maybe it's all going to build up to the release, and this might release with it. You know, it seemed like a good time to do it, I think.
Yeah. We've had a few weeks without anything from GW, and they've been saving up for this moment. They've clearly planned this very carefully.
Yeah.
They're going to release it when... honestly, I don't think they're going to release anything else unless there's other models that come with this new edition. But
also, you don't think they'll say anything else about the new edition? I mean, yeah, this is the reveal, isn't it? So
I don't think so. I think it's also quite revealing that there's no mention of Helm Hammerhand apart from the fact that his children.
Yeah.
Now, we do know that from the trailer, there was the woman was a very, very, very major part of that trailer. What was her
Yeah.
name?
I can't remember, but I know
But
the
if you watch
blonde,
the
the
trailer,
red
you know what
hair.
I
I
mean,
think she
right?
had. Yeah, yeah, yeah,
So I think they might drop a model for her. Like they might show us that before the release of everything. Because I'd
yeah,
be very surprised if she didn't have a model.
yeah. And Helm maybe.
I don't think Helm will. I think Helm could have been in this box if they were going to make Helm a new model.
Yeah, but he might not be now.
I don't think he definitely like. I don't think the Rohan Warriors needed new models, but having seen these, I'm very pleased they have.
Yeah,
But
Helm's
Helm
a
looks
great model.
great.
I know. Yeah, it's
I'd
just
be
whether
very
because
surprised.
I think in the he looks older. I think maybe in the
Mm.
trailer, so it could be whether they think the one they have now doesn't fit like with the timeline or something. Maybe.
They could do the
But
Dane thing.
yeah, yeah, yeah. That'd be cool actually. Yeah,
You
that
get
would be
two,
cool.
yeah.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
that's going to do it. A very juicy reveal today. Another
Brilliant.
emergency podcast in the books. So we'll be sure to be covering everything else as we get closer towards the release. But thank you very much, everyone, for watching another emergency podcast from the Gollum's Gamers.